Yo, what's the deal, y'all? Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network, back in the same, like cracking the same, man. It's TNN Trap News Network. Good news you can use, good knowledge, though. You ain't finna get nobody's college, though, big dog. Tap in with that tap in. You ain't tapped in with that good tap in. You feel me? Get into that like, that comment, that get subscribe button. Going on here at TNN Trap News Network. News you can use, knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college, big dog. Slide over to richtraphouse.com. Get into that if you ain't got into that, man. richtraphouse.com. Good merch. Music out now. Rich Trapper all streaming platforms. Tap in with that. We got Officer Snitch Honey and Eddie Boy the J-Cat going over their proud snitch work. Let's get into this content without no further do's or don'ts and see what Officers 1 and 2 got going on. Let's go.
Is the Big U Enterprise case, specifically speaking on the detention hearing that I was in present at. And you're not allowed to record in these hearings in the federal building.
I think I'm going to start going to these hearings. What y'all think? Y'all think I should start going to these hearings? I think I'm going to start going to these hearings. I want to see how this one acts in real life and how this one acts in real life. I want to go support my journalistic amendments of, journalism. I don't know which amendment it is.
So when you go in, you can take mental notes, written physical notes, stuff like that, but I wasn't really prepared for that. I really wanted to see, look him in his eyes, see what's going on, because previous detention hearings, court proceedings, some of them are sealed. It's not been released to the public. So a lot of things go on in these hearings, and it's a different story by the time it hit the street. So I was present. I don't know if y'all seen my last video. I kind of spoke on a few things that I remember from the court date. Like I said, I couldn't take notes, couldn't record. But thanks to Brittany Mejia, hope that's how I spell her name. It's beautiful, I pronounce it wrong. She's a staff writer at LA Times. She was present, and she kind of picked up on more things that I didn't pick up on, I don't remember. And she also, said in her story, which is in my story, to let you guys know I wasn't fibbing and telling lies. Whatever that word is, that's what she did for me, and the truth is truth. And
validate words are hard, idiot.
You can't lie in a courtroom this with it. So let's go to the first page of it. This is LA Times article. The title is Feds say LA gangster spoke of the orange man wanted Trump to intervene. To intervene in case. Now we've been hearing that he's been reaching out to people to get people to help him out with his bail or whatever he was trying to do. He was trying to reach out somehow, some way. These are on these recorded phone calls. It's just crazy. He's still reaching out and doing things on his, and knowing what calls are recording. So let's get into it.
You know what's crazy? You're a grown man with a weave. Neither here nor there.
You want to hear this stuff? Because I always say something. You got to, accused crip leader will remain behind bars while he faces charges of fraud, robbery, extortion, and running a racketeering conspiracy. A federal judge in Los Angeles ruled Tuesday. This was Tuesday, was in court. As Henley, 58 years old, sat quietly in a white jumpsuit, U.S. Magistrate Judge A. Joe Richmond cited the violent allegations against him, including murder of an aspiring rapper and what he called a lot of evidence of obstruction of justice. And according to Henley, to remain in custody pending trial, Richmond said that he was concerned that Henley might flee and that he was potentially a danger to the community. So this was a detention hearing, and they're trying to, he's trying to plead for his case why he should be free, and the U.S. attorney is trying to say he shouldn't be free. So they have to bring up their points. They got to bring up their points. He's arguing why he should be free, and the verses on the other side are saying why he shouldn't be free. So this is what's going on. Okay. In ordering Henley to remain in custody pending trial, Richmond said that, there's no condition or combination of conditions that will reasonably assure Mr. Henley's future appearance at court proceedings for the safety of the community. And this is what Richmond said.
Yeah, that's what they saying. Big U is a flight risk. Y'all gonna let him go. He gonna terrorize and get gone.
Before the ruling, before he even ruled it, he said there's no condition or combination of conditions that will reasonably assure Mr. Henley's future appearance for the court proceedings. You know what that means? There's no condition or combination of anything that will reasonably assure he would appear in court. This is what he's saying before he even ruled it. Arturo Hernandez, Henley's attorney, which I saw, he was there, said his client could be confined to his home and monitored electronically. He also cited the fact that his client loved ones were putting up millions of dollars worth of property to secure his release, which he said made it unlikely he would flee. So this is the argument coming from his attorney. Like, man, we got millions of dollars in property we're putting up. You know, this is his argument. You've got to give him a chance, said Hernandez. You know, who was representing cartel members in the 1980s serial killer Richard Ramirez, known as the Night Stalker. So he has a good resume of big cases and big people.
Hey, representing cartel members? Bro, do his due diligence. He do his big one for sure.
Who were in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, but he never won none of them cases.
Well, we don't know if he won or not.
I know because this case right here, Ramirez.
There's nothing in the paperwork that ever, like him and 600, him and WACK keep saying that, you know, the district attorney called Big U out for lying on 600 and WACK, but there's nothing in the paperwork that says that. And that's kind of what makes me want to start going up to these courthouses, these court dates this summer, is because we need to see exactly what's going on. Not these niggas lying and spreading false narratives. We only want the truth, and nothing but the truth. And with the situation that's going on in front of us, there's so many twists and turns. I keep saying it. The lies make no sense when there's so much truth available that's good enough. You feel me? It's enough drama in the truth. Why do we got to add a lie?
Case this boy doing all day.
Well, I mean, honestly speaking, he didn't get him released. So, I mean, you know what it is what it is. You know what I mean? But keep doing what you do. So, this has been the defendant's second chance. Assistant U.S. Attorney Kevin Butler told the judge, so this is what I said in my video. So, Big U's lawyer is saying that you've got to give him a chance.
It's like he'll tell a bunch of truth and then mix a lie in it. Like, he's telling all the truth about what's going on, and then he'll lie and say, yeah, and the DA called you out for lying on 600 and WACK. Like, my nigga, you and WACK are not that big of a fixtures and factors in life to where a district attorney has to mention y'all in the court in a federal indictment. So they'll tell a bunch of truth and then slide that lie in there, and then be like, well, everything else was true. Well, how come you ain't blah, blah, blah? And it's like, my nigga, but that's a lie, though. Like, you could tell 100 truths and add one lie in there to add the lie, to make the lie seem valid. We all know it's still a lie.
U.S. Attorney Kevin Butler told the judge this has been the defendant's second chance. Remember I was telling you guys that? So, Henley previously served 13 years in prison for trying to rob an undercover sheriff deputy of 13 pounds of cocaine. He was indicted last month on 43 counts, including tax evasion, embezzlement of donations to a charity which received public money, and running a racketeering conspiracy in which they allegedly kidnapped and fatally shot young rapper named Rayshawn Williams. Kenny has pleaded not guilty to all charges, and before turning himself in, he made a video denying the accusations made against him. I ain't did nothing, quote unquote. I ain't been nothing but a help to our community, Henry said on video. This is the price of being black and trying to help somebody, trying to help your community.
So now he's talking about that video Big U made right before he turned himself in.
And Butler argued, the U.S. attorney, he'd also become the most dangerous man to the case because his entire criminal enterprise is based on fear, intimidation, control. Control of the victims, control of the enemies, control of the witnesses, control of Los Angeles, Butler said. In a federal complaint, authorities likened Henley's Big U enterprise to a mafia-like organization that relied on his stature of long-standing association with the Rolling 60s and other street gangs to intimidate businesses and individuals in LA. More than a dozen alleged members of the Associated Rolling 60 Crips, including Henley, have been charged in a sprawling criminal case. In a brief filed before the hearing, federal authorities allege that to avoid custody, defendant will not doubt continue his double dealing, as he did to celebrities or donors that he duped into believing that they were helping young, unprivileged athletes chase their dreams, when in reality, they were unwittingly lining defendant's pockets as he embezzled donation for donation. See, all this stuff is documented. I don't know if it's in here, but while I was in the court, they also noted that's documented. He received donations to his development options company of $20,000 US dollars, and the next day, 19,000 of those dollars were transferred to his personal account, and it showed no proof of paying anything from the development options with the money originally supposed to be for, and this is what it says in the paperwork. Okay, even in his short time in custody, He has put up old tricks. Once again,
All right, man. So y'all can watch the rest of this on Officer Loveboy's page. I can't continue to listen to a grown man with a weave in his head, but y'all know the deal. Be better today than what you were yesterday, but today be at your very best. Red dots to the left. You know the rest. And it's free Avenue Angel. Till he's free. We go.